Hi all, welcome to Liquid Earth. I'm Age, and in this episode we're going to take a look around the Develop module in Lightroom Classic CC. First of all, if you're in your library module, you'll want to choose the folder. I only have one folder in this catalogue. And then you can press the D as a shortcut or press the Develop in the top to go to the Develop module. Now all of your images in that folder are in the film strip along the bottom. Surrounding the picture in the centre you have 4 panels. These can be switched on and off by clicking the little arrow here. You can adjust the size of them if you wish, and if you right click you can auto hide and show. Now when hovering over the edge the panel will automatically display for you. And if you press the shift and keep that held and tab, you can toggle off all of the panels, tab again and toggle them back on again. On the left hand side you have your navigator. Here you can zoom in to a specific part of the image just by clicking, and you can set the zoom parameters up the top here. Click on the image and it will zoom back out again. You have various presets built into Lightroom here that you can apply to your images. Snapshots where you can save your edits along the way, the history of your edits, and some collections, ideal for grouping together sets of images. Along the bottom here we're in loop view. You have this reference and active view, so you can drag an image into your reference and another image into your active. The active is the one that you're working on, and you've got the reference image to compare. Let's go back into our loop view. Press the Y as a shortcut or click this icon here and you can see the before and after. And repeatedly pressing on the icon or the shortcut key Y will toggle through 4 separate views for you. And some other options where you can switch and copy the settings between the two. Back in the loop view you can set some flags, ratings and colour labels on your images just by clicking. Or you can use keyboard shortcuts. P for flag, X for reject, 1 to 5, 6 to 9, and the purple doesn't have a shortcut, but you can click this one here. If any of the options aren't showing, just click this little toggle and you can select whatever options you want. And then along the bottom here, if you've added some stars and colour labels, you can filter them here using these parameters. And this switches the filters completely on or off. This whole panel here on the right hand side is your main work area, and you can edit the images by toggling off some of these panels with the little toggle bars. You can see the histogram of your images, and below that are a row of tools that you can make some local adjustments just to specific parts of your images. So starting on the left here, crop, spot removal, red eye removal, we have a linear gradient tool, a circular gradient, and various adjustment brushes that you can apply to isolated areas of your image. Underneath you have your panels. If you right click on the panels you'll see various options to show the tabs. For example, if you go into solo mode for an uncluttered workspace, when you press one of the panels all of the others will collapse automatically. The basic panel gives you a great start for editing your images. You have colour or black and white at the top. This is your profile, we'll leave that at Adobe Color. You can adjust your white balance here, or select a preset, or add a shot, and then use these to tweak your white balance, or if you want to add a bit of warmth to your image, whatever. There's tint control, then you have your tone controls underneath. These are all your main controls. And there's presence, things like texture and clarity, and you can add saturation or vibrance here. Underneath is your tone curve. You can click to add points to your tone curve. And you can toggle the tone curve on and off using this here. If you wish to, you can even adjust the individual colour tones, RGB. Double click and it resets. Next is your hue, saturation and luminance. There's a couple of different views. We've got HSL view showing you the hue and the colours, saturation and the colours, or you press colour and you've got the individual colours here. And if you press this one on the right, you can see all of the colours together. Let's go into HSL, and here you can adjust the hue of the colours. So we can move our yellows into oranges, for instance. The saturation of the colours, and the brightness of the colours. Split toning allows us to add hue and saturation to the highlights and shadows separately. So let's choose orange, and we can saturate just the highlights, and let's choose blue, and we can saturate just the shadows. Or you can click this little icon and you can scroll through the various colours. I'm in highlights at the moment, and then if you scroll up or down, you'll adjust the intensity to higher or lower. Detail is where you can add some sharpening. You can mask the sharpening by pressing the Alt or Option key and keeping it held, and drag. Anything in white is sharpened, anything in black isn't sharpened, so we don't want to sharp smooth areas of sky, etc. Let go, and we've applied the sharpening just to the edges. Lens correction. If you enable the profile corrections, it'll automatically detect the camera and the lens. If we toggle that off and on, you can see it's automatically applied corrections, and you can remove chromatic aberration if you have any. Now let's take a quick look at the transform tool. This tool allows you to adjust your uprights and your perspective of the images. Let's choose a suitable image to apply some adjustments to. Press the auto, and Lightroom will often do a great job of adjusting the uprights and perspective for you. If you press guided, then just drag straight lines down where they should be straight. As soon as you've added 2, it's going to apply the straightening. Press enter and you're complete. Effects, so we can add a vignette, dark vignette, light vignette, and you can change various parameters like the midpoint, roundness and feather, etc. And you can even add some grain to your image if you like that film look. And then for calibration, all your options are below here. Back to the basic panel, you might also try the auto button. First though, let's choose an appropriate image. We'll try this one. So if we've applied the auto, you can get a great starting point for your edit. Lightroom will attempt to adjust it, but it doesn't know your individual picture, so you can tweak the information afterwards accordingly. And here's a great tip for you. If you've made an edit and you go to the very next picture, press the previous and it'll apply all of those edits to that image. Brilliant if you've got a series of images that are similar. And Lightroom is completely non-destructive. No pixels were harmed in the making of this video. Press reset and you've reset completely back to your original. If you right click on your image, you can create a virtual copy. That's not a full copy, but it's just all of the editing settings, so it's a really small file. If you've made certain adjustments on one image and you'd like a different version, let's choose black and white, and you now have 2 versions of the same image. Once you've finished your edit, you can export them out. If you go to File, Export, or you can right click, and then you've got various options on your export settings here. Well, that was a quick tour around the Develop panel. I hope that was useful for you. If it was, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. It really does help. In the next video, we'll be talking more in depth about the editing of your images, and we'll be going through all of the panels in a lot more detail. Thanks again for watching, guys. Really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.